Hi guys, the protest against the small boat crossings and the protest taking place outside ex-hotels currently housing asylum seekers is attracting all sorts of individuals. Now you're going to hear from a lady who arrived in Britain by boat, made a life for herself, but is now attending one of these protests. It's quite embarrassing. Have a listen to this.
I mean, I came over on a boat.
You came over on a boat?
Ireland. I'm from Ireland. I came over on a boat.
Okay.
And we went to work when we got here. We didn't leave off the country. And this is going on this place today. And I can understand why people are really upset. And it's not about being racist.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know who made this video, so unfortunately I can't credit them. If they see this, please tell me and I'll credit you in the description of this video. But okay, let's get to Catherine. So she crossed the Irish Sea in a boat. I don't know if it was a big boat or a small boat, but she crossed the Irish Sea in a boat. She arrived in Britain and she was able to work. I don't know whether she went with her family or she went alone, but she was allowed to work. The problem for the asylum seekers is they're not allowed to work. So why did she bring up the point that, well, when we came here, we worked? When the Irish went to Britain, they worked. Yes, the asylum seekers, for the most part, want to work, but they're not allowed to. They don't want to stay in these hotels or ex-hotels. They don't want to be a burden on the state. They don't want to have to go to the Home Office asking for money to buy stuff. They would prefer to be like Kathleen and be able to work, to contribute, to pay taxes, to buy a home or to rent a property, to have a decent job, to raise a family, to have a better life, exactly like what Kathleen did. Kathleen left Ireland, presumably, to have a better life. But now what is she doing? After having a better life, I presume she's had a good life. If she didn't, she would have returned to Ireland. After having all of that, she's going to a protest outside an ex-hotel housing asylum seekers. Now, if this is a protest against an individual, well, that individual should be in prison if they broke the law. They should be deported if necessary. But the protest is against the asylum seekers being placed in the hotel in the first place. It's not so much about the individual who engaged in criminal behavior. It's a protest against, they want the asylum hotel closed. It's not that they want the individual punished. They want the asylum hotel closed. And the hotel exists because asylum seekers are not able to work. Something that Kathleen was able to achieve in her life. Isn't it ironic that somebody who left their home, probably a very destitute situation, a terrible situation, moved to another country, was given the privilege of working, was maybe she faced some pushback, maybe she faced some abuse, but nothing to the level of we're seeing with the asylum seekers. She was able to have a decent life. She was able to perhaps send some money back home to Ireland. And now she's at a protest and she complains that these people are not working. It's insane. Unfortunately, these protests are going to attract people like Kathleen. And if Kathleen keeps her mouth shut, people would not know she's an immigrant. People would not know that she left her country of origin to have a better life in Britain. Just like most of the asylum seekers are trying to do. Once again, I don't know who is responsible for this video. If they reach out to me, I will credit them in the description. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.